Hey guys, it is July 8th, 2013. This is Hype Episode 4. Welcome everybody. Thank you all for tuning in. What we're going to do this week, or I'm going to do this week, should I say, is just talk about some games. So, this first game I want to talk about is called The Mighty Quest for Epic Loot. Some of you might have seen this trailer at E3, showing off the hilarity and humor of the game. I think it's going to be fantastic. Again, I'm just hopping on the Ubisoft fanboy train here. It seems like I'm really liking all the games that they got lined up for the future. So it's kind of funny. But anyway, this is going to be a free to play game. It's going to feature multiple classes: mage, knight, and archer. And it kind of has two styles of gameplay. Okay, you have one where you're attacking a dungeon, trying to get to a loot room before the timer runs out. You get progression and stuff. You level up your skills. You get better gear along the way. And then the other side of that is a dungeon builder, where you're actually working on your castle, and you're trying to keep people out of your loot room. And you can put down mobs, traps, bosses, that kind of a thing. The key factor with that is you're going to want to keep your loot safe as much as possible while you're out still trying to get loot. Now, the really cool feature in the game, I think, is you're able to watch replays of people attacking your castle, whether they got to your treasure room or not. You can see how quickly they got to your treasure room or how you stopped them, and you can watch the replay and tweak your setup even better. The castles do seem to be pretty limited in size, which is okay, but let's say you have an elite mob that can knock someone back into a trap that will burn them. You want to consider stuff like that. And there's also aggro ranges on your mobs that you put down. So you might be able to get a certain kind of cluster of guys that will be, maybe a mob knocks them into that cluster of guys. And then they have even more people to deal with. Stuff like that. I've even seen a castle that was designed that had a lot of those feathery tar traps. And it would slow you down so much in the beginning. And then at the end, there were so many mobs that you just couldn't get through them. They would just beat you down. There is a cooldown on your potions, so as the knight, I was kind of at I don't know, a disadvantage. Now the mage seems to be you can only play the mage with the upgraded pack, so it's not really pay to win. It's pay for instant gratification at the moment. It seems to be. Ubisoft is pretty good about their games that they have microtransactions in, I feel. And so right here we're going to switch over to some gameplay where I was playing with this knight class and just getting started on some of these castles and stuff. You have several different types of currency. Gold drops. I usually use the gold. They give you a currency that you can get when you buy packs and stuff, and you can buy more of that currency, but you don't need it. I mean, again, it's just instant gratification. If you rather have it now instead of actually working towards it, hey, that's your call. That's your call. But I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and it is going to be free to play. Another really cool feature is there's going to be like a friend zone. So normally in the game, there's different zones. And you can go into the zone and there'll be castles you can progress through to level up your character. Bad guys drop loot, gold, all that kind of stuff. So your character will progress that way naturally. And the thing that I like about the friend zone is that all your friends on your Mighty Quest for Epic Loot friends list. I don't know if it's tied in with Uplay. It might not be. It seems to be independent. But anyway, you can have a friend zone with everyone's castle, which is really, really fun. And you can have bragging rights and stuff. And the only thing that's I guess it's a good thing is that if someone comes after your castle, there's like a 20-minute cooldown. So, someone can't just keep trolling your castle over and over and taking all your loot or something if you have to tweak your defenses. You can also craft in the game. There's blacksmithing. You can make pots. You can drop gold wells. So let's say you log off and you come back on. You could have your gold well full of loot, and you just set up your castle accordingly to maybe log on every day and grab your gold. So pretty cool. Here's a view of the different castles that you can go to, and I was looking at some of my loot and I was selling it, dropping it off and stuff. And you can see they're just little mini floating castles all around. They range in level. You want to try and get a 3-star, which is getting to that treasure room before the timer runs out. So you want to move quick. You want to be swift. You want to be aggressive and damage as much as you can. And that's pretty much the key. You can't take your time. Here's my my castle right now. Now at this point, it was just a very basic castle. I was just exploring the UI and stuff. I have a couple of these nodes on the left and right there. There's even a gold well at the top of the screen there. But I don't have any mobs down yet, so I was just getting started with the basic tutorial and stuff. So very cool. You also have to drop down a training dummy, which will allow you to level up your character. There's the gold mine that I was talking about. So very, very cool. You can upgrade it, which you know is I mean, the game has three different currencies. Yeah, 3 different currencies. So everything costs different currencies. So you got to be aware of that. Now you can see the green one there, the little green gem. That's the actual currency that came with the pack. So I think if you go with like the medium pack, you get like 5,000 of those or something like that, and so on and so on. So that's like the whole instant gratification currency right there. So anyway, this has been a look at the mighty quest for epic loot. I'm planning on live streaming this game with the viewers. I think it'll be a lot of fun. Free to play, so that's a lot of appeal for people. And the fact that we can have bragging rights while decimating each other's castle is going to be a lot of fun. So thank you guys for checking this game out. Also, in the link below, I will put in the description below, I will put a link to the site so you guys could check that game out. So, the mighty quest for epic loot. Massive Chalice. That is the next game I want to talk to you guys about. It is being designed by a studio called Double Fine. Now, there's not really any footage on this game, but it does have a lot of potential based on the information they provided on the Kickstarter, which is now 100% funded. So first of all, it's going to be designed on the Buddha engine. The Buddha engine was used with the Cave, Costume Quest, Brutal Legend, Stacking. So if you've played any of those games, you kind of have an idea of how it's going to look. And then they talk about some of the core mechanics of the game. It's going to have, well, it was inspired, they say, by classical tactical strategy games like XCOM, Final Fantasy Tactics, and Fire Emblem. So you kind of get an idea that Massive Chalice is going to be a single-player, turn-based tactics game. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. It's going to have a multi-generational strategy campaign built for replayability. So the game is basically structured into 2 layers. Strategy and tactics. Now, it's basically going to be you're overseeing your kingdom, you're defending your kingdom, that kind of a thing. Getting everything going. You're having marriages and stuff to like keep your bloodline going. You're conducting research. Basically, you're deciding the entire fate of your legacy, whatever you want your legacy to be. Now, the other layer of that is the tactics layer, and that is going to be the turn-based battles to defend your kingdom with your customizable characters. So now the thing that I find really, really cool about this game is, one, obviously a lot of the games lately, you guys know from my live stream, is I like turn-based kind of strategy games, and they're such a huge appeal to me. So that's what I like talking about. But that's already one. And then the fact that the core elements of the game is, let's say you send in Joe Bob Hero and he's the king of your kingdom or something like that. He's one of your main guys. He dies. His legacy is now over. Permadeath is part of this game and it's embraced. So what happens in this game is, after your character dies, you basically imbue his energy or his legacy into a relic. It could be a necklace, it could be a helmet, a sword, something like that. And then that gets passed on to your line, and it goes like that, so on and so on. And I don't know if it will ever end. I don't know. There might be a story to it. It might end at some point. It could just go on forever and ever, which is really, really neat. So that's where the replayability comes in. You could have a character that has, all these crazy, awesome items that were passed down through his line, and he's just a massive hero, and the enemies might scale to that difficulty, and it just keeps going. So, I mean, it has so much potential for depth and replayability. It sounds great. But basically, the story emerges as you defend against attacks, completing quests, responding to random events, attempt to preserve your kingdom. There is going to be line of sight or fog of war mechanics that come into play with your squad when you're in the tactics menu, so that's pretty cool. There could be like an enemy right outside your keep or something like that, or wherever you're fighting at, and you might not know until you turn that corner and see him. So, very XCOM-y. Now you're going to have customizable heroes, melee, ranged, arcane abilities. They'll gain experience and level up. You'll be able to arrange marriages, so that way the bloodlines can go. We already discussed that a little bit. And you'll be able to battle along your ancestors by equipping heroes with uniquely powerful bloodline relics. I mean, that just sounds so cool. So cool. So you'll be decked out in like epics from your bloodline. That's so neat. And you'll be able to also, like, let's say you're building up your kingdom or something like that, and you'll be able to invest in a lot of resources that might allow you to forge really cool weapons and armor and stuff like that. So, I mean, based on the engine and a little bit of information about the Kickstarter, I think you kind of get an idea what it's going to look like. I think it's going to be a smash hit. And personally, I just want to say thank you to Dinsdale1978 for bringing it to my attention. He tweeted about it one day, and I've been addicted to it ever since. I practically check up on Massive Chalice every day just to see if they have any other information on the Kickstarter. Follow them on Twitter and all that kind of stuff. I will go ahead in the description below, guys, drop in a link for the Kickstarter page. There's a trailer video which talks a little bit about the game. You guys might want to check out. I'll link that as well. And this has been Massive Chalice. So thanks, guys. All right, guys. The next game I want to talk about is Incognita. Now, Incognita is being designed by Clay Entertainment. There's like almost no information on this game. It has been in development alongside with Don't Starve, believe it or not, which is surprising because there's little to no information about this game. Very little, in fact. But what I have seen and heard is intriguing. I already like the look of the characters, first of all. I like the look of the levels. It's basically another game that's going to be inspired by XCOM. So a lot of games popping up like this lately. Now, in Incognita, it's all about information and espionage. So when you get information or something, that's going to be kind of like your reward in the game. That might be some kind of leveling progression system, hacking a computer or stealing a document or something without being detected. That might be how it works. Not sure at all. But a little bit about the game. It is being developed by the same team that did Mark of the Ninja at Clay. So more than I guess 2/3 of the team is the same group that was on Mark of the Ninja. So it is going to be a turn-based espionage game. Now, what they say is that information is power. So they even go on to say that information will be a key part of your experience, which just leads me to believe like that's your progression through a level or something. You have to get to this computer or this office, pick the safe or something like that, get the documents and get out of there. You know what I mean? So let's see. Now, this game, Incognita, will be played while it's in development, just like Don't Starve. So the thing about it is it's going to be coming out later this summer. So maybe August or something like that. So look for it then. But what they say is they want it to be kind of like the Don't Starve model because the community is what helped mold Don't Starve to be the game it is today. And they take a lot of that feedback and throw it into the game, and they really like that model. So they're going to release it for a little bit cheaper, I guess, and you'll be able to pick it up and be a part of the community and be part of the development of the game and mold it into the game that you want it to be, pretty much. So which is really, really cool. I like the fact that Clay is on board with that model. It allows the gamers to get in there and really make the best game possible. So this game has been confirmed for PC, and it will also be coming to iPad, I believe. Yeah, iPad and Mac. So yeah, I mean iPad is great. There's already like XCOM Enemy Unknown on iPad. It's getting stellar reviews. So if Clay can actually get this game on PC and then iPad as well, that's great. A lot of people have yet another great game that could potentially be mobile and stuff. They could play it on breaks or something like that. Or if they're more of a casual gamer, just pick up their iPad and play some Incognita. So very, very cool. I'm excited to see more. I'll put the link to their page below. You can subscribe to the game and you'll get the newsletter when more information comes out. Also follow Clay Entertainment on Twitter. They're pretty active on Twitter, and they send out a lot of updates about their games on Twitter. So that has been a look at Incognita, guys. All right, the next game I am hyped for is Cubeworld. Now, Cubeworld is blowing up right now. Those of you that watch Twitch.tv know this. Everybody is playing it. I've had the opportunity to check it out on some live streams, and I think it looks like a lot of fun. More so than Minecraft for me, because it had just a little bit more actiony, I guess, kind of a feel. It has like a Diablo kind of World of Warcraft look to it. So I like that per se. But yeah, this game is really blown up a lot, almost to the point where the fans are DDoSing the site. Now they've come out and said that they're being DDoSed, but honestly, there's so many people trying to connect to this site to get this game because the hype train is going and they can't stop it. That I think that it might be even the people that want to buy it that are DDoS, and there's so many people, thousands, just crashing their site. But I could be wrong. But anyway, the creator of the game was inspired by Minecraft, Zelda, Secret of Mana, Diablo, Monster Hunter, and World of Warcraft. So you kind of get that vibe from the game. It's all rolled into one. Now, the game is an alpha build. You can get it for 12 euros, and I think it was like 15 US dollars from their site right now. I'll put the link in the description below, guys. There's multiple classes right now. There is a warrior, a rogue, a rogue, a warrior, a rogue, a mage, and a ranger. Yeah. So you can see right here, I went through a variety of races. There's undead, frogs, lizards, orcs, elves, that kind of a thing. Pretty standard WoW, I guess, kind of feel. You know what I mean? Now, each class has a specialty. It has a skill tree. So there's actually 2 skill trees for each class. So in all, there's a little bit more variety to the game. You could have multiple warriors that might be different kind of builds, which is pretty cool. Warriors get more of like a charged up kind of attack, and then mages, pew pew. You have water and fire, that kind of stuff, that kind of thing. So the game has some diversity as far as the classes, not too much, but I mean enough to make it interesting. If you have just a couple of friends together, you're not rocking the same class. So one of the things that I found kind of interesting about the game, and I think I'm about to zone in here and get attacked by a fly immediately. Yeah. This is literally the first time excuse me, the first time I loaded up the game, and I don't even know what I'm doing, and I'm getting attacked by a fly. So the worlds are they're not massive. There could be islands and things like that, but the entire world is massive. So let's say you've done everything on your island. There's nothing left for you to do. You're crushing everything. You're one shot and stuff or something. You want to get on a boat and you want to go find another place. So that's what you do. You can go find another mainland or another island or something and continue your quest. Now there's dailies you can do, there's dungeons, castles, there's little quests you can do in each regions. If you hit map on the screen, you bring that up. There's a little like cross swords or something like that. That's your quest you want to head to knock out something in that region and maybe get some kind of really cool reward. You never know. So There are no borders with this game. It just goes on and on. Now, from what I've seen, you can play the game 4-player co-op. Other people have seen up to 10 people play. I haven't seen that yet. And then it's also been mentioned to me that there will be Cubeworld servers coming out very soon, which will cost about $1 for 2 slots, which is pretty affordable, you know, for a couple of friends. I mean, you could have a Cubeworld server set up and you know, play with them every day if you wanted to. So pretty dang cool, pretty cheap, and it looks amazing. I mean, I love the color and the design of the game too. So let's see. So there's going to be climbing, swimming, diving, hang gliding, and sailing. So very cool. Dungeons are very, very dangerous places, and they're going to have bosses in them. So keep that in mind. Now, from excuse me, from what I've seen, the bosses are quite robust. It's going to take a while to take them down. If you even have like a 4-person team, it could take 20 to 30 minutes to take down a boss, which is pretty awesome. They didn't make the game that simple. You know what I mean? So you have to learn to kite, you know, work together as a team, and you know, conquer your dungeons. So dungeons are a little bit more of a challenge. I'm not sure if I would tackle them alone. I'm also not sure if the game will scale to your level, so we'll have to see. Also, your level goes on forever, so I don't think there's a cap. Now, I think there's a cap for your power, so like you'll be capped at certain damage and stuff like that, I'm guessing, but I think you can just keep leveling up to infinity, which is awesome. So this game will just keep going on and on and on and on forever. So think about what class you want to play. Maybe watch some live streams on twitch.tv and see what you want to do. You definitely want to pick your class and stick with it. It does take a little bit to level up, and you know, you want to be kind of stuck with that one for a little bit. You don't want to be switching classes and then get bored of the game because you haven't really experienced any of the middle gameplay of the game. So definitely do some research and pick them out. See what you want to play. So there's crafting in the game. You're able to craft, well, anything really. I think weapons and stuff and armor. I'm not sure about food yet. I was eating with the Q button there. You can see I have like some kind of food there, and I ate that a couple times to restore my health, and then I ran out. So I'm not sure how food works. I have to craft it, or I just go find it. Like I saw another live streamer last night. He was finding a lot of pumpkins. So I'm assuming that you could just sit down and eat those pumpkins. But I literally just started it this morning by myself. Other than that, I've been watching some live streams. And I'm really, really digging the game. I think it'll be around for a long time. And I think the community is going to... A lot of the Minecraft community is probably going to get behind this game as well, which is pretty dang awesome. So anyway... look for more, at least on, I know, my my live stream page, and possibly YouTube. I might upload it to YouTube, but definitely my live stream, which is twitch.tv/rafflecoptergaming, for more on Cubeworld. And there's plenty of other live streamers that are playing it as well. I know Yogg's Cast is all over this as well. So I'm going to be playing this a lot. So I'm looking forward to learning a lot about this game. So hopefully you guys are interested as well. I will put the link in the description below, and that way you guys can have the link to purchase the game or read more about the game. There's a lot more information about this game on their site, which is worth checking it out. I just wanted to get the word out there as much as possible. And there's the map you can see right here. Look at this island bit. There's a town over there. It's really cool. Really cool. So anyway, check out Cubeworld, guys, and that'll do it for episode 4 of Hype. I will see you guys next week. I think Dirty mentioned he's going to be busy, so I might see if we can get another personality on for a podcast type show next week. But if not, I will cover some other games to try and get the hype out there for you guys, and get the word out there. So thank you everyone for tuning in, and thank you all for the support so far. You guys have been giving me constructive feedback about the show, and the likes on the YouTube episodes, which has been awesome. So again, thank you for that, and I will see you guys next time. Take care.